unfortunately, we've had to sue 3 separate trainers that they come in, we poured into them, because then we teach them, hey, this is how you develop relationships and make an amazing, side, of the business. This is how you make an impact in people's lives. And then when they start, we've had a few that wanted to be Instagram butt stars and, some of those things that just don't align with our values, right? And at some point, you got to see that this person needs to go. And I mean, there's been multiple occasions that we've had to manage someone out or fire them, and the clients don't get that, and they take several people. So unfortunately, there's been we had to sue 3 separate trainers, and I mean, it was more out of like, this has been the difficult side of leadership, almost like we're going to make an example out of you if you do this.
Welcome to the Fitness CEO Podcast, a show dedicated to helping fitness entrepreneurs launch and grow successful gyms. Here's your host, Bryce Henson.
All right, my last few questions before we hit the lightning round and kind of talking about 30,000-foot view. And Amber, I want your feedback as well, obviously working behind the scenes. But if you look back at your fit body journey since 2014, and you touched on this a little bit with the people kind of analogy, but what were some of the biggest challenges that you overcame that maybe you didn't actually, have insight that you're going to have to overcome? And the flip side, what has been the biggest source of fulfillment just this whole experience? So kind of a two-part question.
I think COVID, that could be and everything that encompasses that. We're still recovering from that and trying to deal with some of the after effects, but that's just the world we live in. Beyond that, though, probably the biggest thing has just been, again, some of the people issues. You hire people that, I don't know, I've just always tried to feel like I'm going to try to do right by people. And I've just seen that a lot of people, especially some of the staff, they don't operate like that. And, unfortunately, we've had to sue 3 separate trainers that they come in, we poured into them, because then we teach them, hey, this is how you develop relationships and make an amazing, side, of the business. This is how you make an impact in people's lives. And then when they start, we've had a few that wanted to be Instagram butt stars and, some of those things that just don't align with our values, right? And at some point, you got to see that this person needs to go. And I mean, there's been multiple occasions that we've had to manage someone out or fire them, and the clients don't get that, and they take several people. So unfortunately, there's been we had to sue 3 separate trainers, and I mean, it was more out of this has been the difficult side of leadership, almost like we're going to make an example out of you if you do this, and hopefully that other people, as we always tell them, we don't care if you leave, but don't go and try to do it the right way. Do it the right way. Yeah, and this will not happen to you. So I mean, I don't know. I think that's probably been the most challenging side of it. But the other side, the most rewarding is, again, it's just when people, and again, it's staff and the clients too, that, we've also seen staff that, they've been able to buy houses. We've been able to coach into them and develop them. We've even had some that, I know that everyone on our team, in a lot of ways, I don't expect them to be there for forever. But I look at it as, how can I give them the tools to equip them that when they go on to that next calling or venture, they're going to be better off. And I know that, we've had someone that she was one of our first coaches. She was, her name was Kaylin, and she started off and ran 2 facilities, and then just decided it was a time for a change in life. And she got hired in with this new company, and just she's one of their top performing employees. And she's everything I got from FitBody is what helped her basically to be a rock star, one of the top, performers in this this new career path that she took. So I think that those are some of the most rewarding things, is the impact in clients and people that have lost weight, that they've reversed health conditions. I mean, I think that's the stuff. Again, it ties back to knowing that I was able to do something that helped someone get to a point that they weren't able to do on their own.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. Amber, from your perspective, I think this is super valuable too, because we have some audience listening that maybe they're a couple, but one of either the husband or wife are going to take that leap of faith. Many times they're going to work together, but sometimes actually have a different career path. However, they're still lock and step. They're still on the same team. So from your perspective, watching and supporting Ben's growth would have been the biggest challenge, and also the biggest source of fulfillment.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I think about just the locations opening or the different events, I try to be there and lend a helping hand, right? So I don't go as the owner's wife. I go as, the staff of FitBody, and
rolling up
not
my
afraid to
sleeves,
roll
let's
up the
go.
sleeves and dive in and see where I need to be and help where I need to help. And so it's exciting to see the turnout to those things. Even some of the awards and event parties are pretty amazing. I would say, just kind of back to like challenges and lessons learned, I think some of the hiring in the beginning was based on personal relationships, right? I really like you, so let's put you in this role. And there were some family members, call it, friends, and I think learning to look at what are the characteristics that make a successful leader, coach, etc., putting aside the personal relationship. I think a lot of people probably...
I've been guilty of that too. So, I think it's part of the beast.
It's an easy pitfall, because on one hand, these people you have a relationship with, there's trust, assumed trust there, right? Which you don't always have with a stranger. But there was a lot of emphasis and focus around, like, how do we screen the right people? What are the questions? What are the digging that we do to really make sure that people are the right fit and are really going to embody the values that we expect at FitBody.
Hey, my friend, hopefully you love that short teaser of the recent episode on the Fitness CEO podcast. To check out the full episode, it will be dropping shortly. But in the meantime, there's some other episodes around here that you need to see.